Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Therapy session. Hi. New
Happy
time, 7 o'clock.
Tuesday.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Hello, everybody.
We introducing.
Back in the building.
Back
This
in
is
the
JT.
building. We got JT. We got Foxy J.
Foxy J.
We got OG Craig.
Yeah.
And we got Cecily the Diva. How y'all doing
Divas.
today?
I'm doing good. Everything nice and relaxed. Day off, you know.
You had a day off?
You was off today?
What that feel
I'm
like?
off today.
I don't know what that
Like
feels
I can do anything I want to do.
Confused.
I know, that's not fair, actually. I kind of had a day off, too, but I shouldn't have. Because I worked from home and didn't really do much. I guess I shouldn't say that on the live in case my manager's watching.
This is what you
Well,
do.
I worked. Okay?
I did
I
make
worked.
some sales.
That's all that matters.
I did make some sales. so I
Cecily the
worked.
Diva. Well, I
All
worked.
right, so. What you doing? I did make some sales.
The volume.
I did make some sales.
I don't know what happened.
Like when you be in church and you're like,
I was on mute until I hit the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know what to do. I panicked.
Today is a very weird day, so I'm
you
just
panic.
telling y'all right now, I'm not really responsible for what may or may not come out of my mouth today because it's just a weird day.
I'm
Not
gonna need
be
you to
bad
be
stuff.
responsible.
I can't. It's been a very weird day.
We podcast responsibly, okay? Okay?
So, what I wanted to talk about, our topic today is going to be, and this is why I said I'm not responsible for what's going to come out of my mouth. Because I'm passionate about the subject we're talking about today. The subject today is why you can't just go to somebody and tell them how you feel. Why don't you go to the source? Like, why do you consult 17 different people either before you go to the source or instead of going to the source? And then, let's say, for example, you decide to end a friendship with somebody. Why does that person automatically graduate to being a hater? And what does hater mean? And can we kill that word tonight? Because I can't fucking stand the word hater.
Ooh,
What y'all think?
that's strong.
Well, it's got to be there.
I don't like the word.
Sorry.
It is
I
gonna
don't
be
like
there.
the
You
word.
know what I mean? Just like you got night and day. I don't like the daytime all the time. I like to roll around at night, but I can't get rid of it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know what I mean? Like I think when a person is hating after a relationship or something like that, something's not finished. Something's not hasn't been dealt with yet. You know what I mean?
Or-
and that person's not able to get it off their chest. They're not finished with the relationship, man, and they trying to get at something. Yeah, it could be a plethora of things that this person is upset about.
Or there was never a friendship to begin with. Like that person was cool, y'all was friends, but they never liked you. Yeah, that's possible that you could be cool with somebody that don't like you.
No, I think at some point it went sour and you didn't know.
I think it's both.
Because just like you said, that person is not like saying that they're upset, and it's not saying that they want this. They went sour. They didn't say it. They didn't say it.
And you didn't know.
Right, and you didn't know. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let's go back. Let's dig back to the first question. Why not come to that source when you have a problem? What is broken or not established in a relationship where you don't feel comfortable being able to go to somebody and talk to them about a problem you're having? Now, I would tell you my thing is I'm usually afraid of rejection. So I'm usually afraid that if I come to you, you're not going to receive what I have to say, or you may receive it in a way that I don't particularly care. So, and then also, oftentimes I be tripping. I'm not lying. I be creating stories in my head, and I go off those stories. So sometimes I'm second guessing whether what I feel is even valid, right, or if it's really real. So sometimes I will go to one or two other people that may know, you know, let's say it's me and Jackie. I may go talk to someone that knows her just as well to see if I'm tripping. And then once it's confirmed that I am not tripping, then I'm going to come to her and have a conversation. That's why I've done it. I'm just being honest.
I think that's you can go to anybody for advice. I think definitely going to somebody that knows both of the parties. Whatever they tell you is actually their advice.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can't if you come to me and say, hey, so is tripping, what you think about that? And I tell you, yeah, man, I just got too nervous. You know what? Yeah. he or she is a piece of shit. Now I'm giving you bad advice, and you took it and ran with it.
Okay.
So I think the best thing to do is go to that person that you have an alt with. You know what I mean? And then once you have an alt with that person, I mean, like, you know, you have to go with, and it doesn't work out, you got to bring in somebody at that point and say, hey, we having issues with this, what do you think?
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of thing. But going to somebody outside of the person you have an argument with or a problem with, man, is always going to be something more. You're not going to complete your issue.
Got you. That's fair enough.
I personally feel like when they do that, they probably don't want to end or deaden the issue. They really feel better getting the attention that they're getting from discussing it with everyone else, but the person who they got
had a
all
problem
with
with,
or a
yeah.
problem with.
And most of the time, you just, I don't know, you gotta just, maybe it's a man and woman thing, you gotta just I stay away from that person if I feel like I don't want to deal with them and I'm forced into it. But I don't understand, like, why do we have to in a place where we already know we don't like each other?
Expand on that.
you mean
I like
expand?
what you just said. Expand on that. So you just avoid altogether, like, you know what, I'm good on you, I'm just chill.
Yeah,
That what you
so
mean?
if I got a problem with you and you having a party, then shit, I shouldn't come to your damn party.
Oh, well, yeah, I should.
No,
You should not. That's weird shit. If you don't like somebody, you got a problem, you should not be on their property. That's weird shit to me if you show up at somebody's house and you don't like it. So I agree with that.
Well, even the other way around. Let's just put it the other way around. Let's say that you have a problem with me, but all of our friends are coming to my party. You know what I mean? You want to show up. You know what I mean? And when you do show up, you over here in the corner talking
I'm not
about
gonna
me.
come to your party.
Well, not you. So
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get through this. I ain't even having a party.
I'm just saying.
I'm
If
not
I
having a
feel
party,
if I
okay?
feel like I'm gonna come to your party and my attitude ain't gonna be going, I'm not coming.
Well, I'm talking about the situation in itself
Yeah.
that we're talking about. A lot of times, and oftentimes, people will come. You know, they say, man, a thief will come in with his sheep's clothing. So you know what I mean? Like if I got a problem with you and I want to deal, I want to get at you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna come, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But when I go to the corner with the boy, hey man, dude, all the way, man, like, yo, he stole that liquor that he got here, man. This house ain't really been painted. Ain't his. You know what I'm saying?
But
that
if
kind
that's
of
the
thing.
case, does that person really like you though?
No, that's why they're hating. You know what I mean? So what we have to do is you know, weed that person out, man. Like, you know, what you're gonna find is like somebody's gonna start coming in and like, hey, JT was talking mad Grammy about you. You know what I mean? I don't know how to take that. I need y'all to talk. Then you say, what? When? But this is the point where you have to go and call a spade a spade. Say, hey, listen, I'm hearing things, B. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, like, yo. And then and a lot of those persons, if they, you know, being the coward that he is going to say, oh,
I have no
I
idea
didn't
what you're
say
talking
that.
about.
Yeah. And then somebody
Who
like
said
me will be
that?
like, well, all right, well, don't let me hear different, man, because I'm hearing things, man. I'm hearing it from different people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with getting in the dirt. We going outside, man, and wrestle this thing out and figure out some things.
Straight
I
to
don't
the
want you
source.
get in the dirt.
Well, that's what we have to do.
Oh no, let me get my hands dirty. I'm going straight to the source.
That's
Okay?
what we have to do.
We gonna get this mudded. We going straight to the source.
I mean, because like, you know, let's face it. In our culture, the way we grew up, man, when you do something wrong, we got a what? A spanking. You know what I'm saying? Now that we're adults, we're not expected to get spankings, but you should know. You should know better.
Let's address it.
Yeah, we're gonna address it, and if we got to get in the dirt, we got to get in the dirt. It does, and a lot of times we don't have to, especially if I called you my friend and you called me a friend.
thank you.
But if it gets to the point, man, if we don't address it, the thing gets bigger. It don't go away.
No, it definitely gets bigger.
You know what I mean? You
Definitely
can sweep
bigger.
your stuff under the rug the first time, and you know what I mean, you don't see nothing but a little lump. But if you keep sweeping it under the rug, you can trip over that shit. You know what I mean? And
Then when I
now,
trip over it,
I'm
I'm gonna be
tripping.
mad when I get back up.
Right now, I'm tripping, and when I get back up, I'm pissed off.
Right,
I'm
just because I just fell, and now I gotta get back up.
Right.
Jackie, what you think?
Man, who bought them little bags of chips?
You did. Did we talk about this
Well,
the other
then
day?
they look good. Then give me one of them bad boys.
I actually decided to listen more when you came up with the topic, because this topic does specifically hit hard right now for me. So I decided to listen more because I'm trying to actually gain better understanding, so that I could be a better person, you know, in the midst of it all. Because sometimes when you're going through things, you know, that you don't understand, and you feel like you've done, you know, everything in the situation, but maybe there is, you know, something that's need to be gained, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to gain, but it's very personal for me.
Yeah.
Well, one of the most important things that we have to understand when somebody else is tripping, that it's not you.
Yeah.
It's them.
I agree
You know
with
what I'm
that.
saying?
Everything is about projection.
You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with the rest of your friends, don't go in a shell and be like, nah, the last one did this to me. The last time I hung out with somebody, the last time I let my guards down, somebody did this to me. It wasn't you, it was them. And the most important part of the thing is making sure you weed out your garden. If you ever grew tomatoes or anything like that, man, and you know that you gotta get some weeds out of the way. You know what I mean? If you don't get the weeds out of the way, it's going to kill the harvest. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, I think we talked about that before, man. When I'm rising and trying to elevate in life, I'm going like this, and some of the friends are going to be here. And the only way for me to hang out with those friends is to come back down,
Right.
to where they at. So what that
Sometimes
means
we
is
refuse
we
to do
have
that.
to. Sometimes we lose friends.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
But
yeah.
get this now. When I'm rising, I'm gaining friends,
Right.
and then guess what? They're more like-minded than like I am.
Right.
So
You
don't
know what?
hold
That's
yourself,
true.
man.
That's
Don't
true.
hold yourself to a friend that, hey.
I think that's a lesson that I've learned over the last 2 or 3 years. More or less that I've tried to accept that everything happens for a reason. Like, I was listening to a sermon today where a guy, I don't know if you guys heard of Keon, wasn't it Keon Henderson? I absolutely love this dude. But he was giving a sermon and he was talking about this, and he was saying how when you have situations where people are coming against you, they're actually a part of the process. So as you're growing, like you said, this is going to happen. And I think we look at it in the wrong way. Like, we naturally are going to look at it like, you're attacking me and why is this happening, versus flipping the perspective and realizing this is exactly what they're supposed to do, because it's pushing you to the next level. It's pushing you to the greater good. There's something else you're supposed to get. So we generally look at people who come at us like this as a bad thing, and we should actually be thanking them, because I know in any situation that I've had something like that happen, I've graduated to another level and then gained people, and then I realized, damn, I'm kind of glad I don't like that I went through it. It wasn't fun. I don't want to go through it again, but I understand, and I'm kind of glad it happened because it got me here.
Okay.
So it's just, kind of looking at it from a different perspective sometimes. When you're talking about, as you elevate and grow, you're going to naturally start losing people. It's just going to naturally, it's part of the process.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense, actually.
Which is probably why I no longer look at people long term. I look at people as moments. I look at situations as moments. Now, if those moments last for lifetimes, great. I'm here for it. But most things are literally just blips in time, just moments in time and where I was, and I take it, cherish it, and move on. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get it. I move in scenarios, so y'all forgive me, man, because I'm gonna be throwing a lot of scenarios at you. And like, one of the things that we have to recognize, man, when we are trying to elevate, we're trying to move to the next level, it's always a rip or
Yeah.
a tear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the baby was born, you cut the umbilical cord. This is what they grew off of for 9 months. You know what I mean? So, they didn't want to lose that. That's what I think the cry is about. You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, what you doing? You could cut the umbilical cord. Or for the men, you know what I mean? I had a car for 5-10 years. I love this car, but I'm getting a brand new car. I got to get rid of this car. I got to go, but I love this car. The brand new one is a lot better, but I love this car.
Yeah.
No matter what, the heat didn't work, the windows didn't roll down. You know what I mean? All of this stuff, but I love this
that
car.
car.
But we have to somehow rip ourselves away because we're getting into a new thing.
And that's sometimes painful, especially when you're having to rip away from something that you have grown very used to. Like when you're talking about friendships, be it a relationship with a man or a woman, or your homegirl. Like when you have to tear away from that shit hurts.
Oh, for sure.
That shit hurts. It feels like a divorce. It feels like a death. It hurts.
But when you're going through, in order to get through something, You gotta go through something.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that Betty Wright? You know, go through something. You gotta-
You better sing, JT.
You know what I mean? But when you listen to those songs, they're telling you the truth. You know what I mean? We got to go through some things. So you know what I mean? Like I lost some friends. I lost some relatives. You know what I mean? And so as far as like day-to-day conversation, calling and talking and stuff, we've lost some things, but I've gained some things too.
True.
Because I got my own path that I got to walk on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, the people that I love to hang out with, man, back in the 80s.
The 70s. You said it right, the 70s.
Back in the 70s,
The
I was
60s.
like really young. Like the 70s,
Not
the
the
80s.
60s.
The 80s and the 90s, you know what I mean? I got different friends than I got in the 2000s, the 2010s, and now I'm in the 2020s. I got different friends. I can't even tell you how many. I see some of those friends I had in the 2010s, but I'm hanging with.
I hate, you know what I hate in this subject is seeing people when you're talking about people that you were cool with back then that ain't in the same space as you are now. When you look back and see those people in the same mindset, like here we are in our 40s and you still in your 20s mentally.
I literally was just getting ready to say that. I was thinking about that. Like, I don't even have the same mindset
Yeah.
that I had, you know, back then. There has to be growth. There has to be elevation. There has to be, you know, we're all moving on to different levels. We're all doing things, you know, consecutively. You know, we're all doing things. So we can't be the same person,
No.
you know, that we were back then. Otherwise, we're going to still be stagnant.
Right.
Well,
So-
I mean, like, you know, we can go on a couple blocks that we lived on, hung out on, and different stuff like that. There's some people that's there then,
still there.
that's still there.
There now.
You know what I mean? But that's their life. You know what I mean? I had them moved in. I'm going back down memory lane.
But when do you choose to not? Okay, that's their life. But when do you choose to not? Like I personally feel there's moments in life that try to graduate and push you forward, right? But I constantly see people who are older who literally, like I said, are not mentally in the age that they're in. So when do you miss that? When does something happen in life that's supposed to graduate you and you literally don't get the point?
I can explain that exactly. When I hold on to something that I was supposed to let go, but I never did.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that means the friendship, the old job. I got a new promotion. This guy called for a new promotion for a better job and all that stuff, but I love this job here. You know what I mean? So I stayed stuck, you know, stagnant in that. I got a friend here, man, that was still doing the same stuff. He was still stealing candy bars out the store. You know what I'm saying?
He's still in candy?
I'm just, you know, I don't have any friends that do that.
I'm about to say, put me in touch
I'm
with
just
them real
saying,
quick. I need a
if
Snickers,
you
couple
go
Snickers
back
bars.
20 years or 30 years and you run into them, boy, you go into the store and, you know, they're like, yo, check this out. We used to do this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm past that. You know what I'm saying?
Still in TVs now, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But whether it is, whatever it is, I've elevated. I already know that the same time for stealing the TV is the same time for stealing the candy bar. I stole something. If I'm gonna be a thief, I'll be the best thief there ever was.
I know that's right.
You know what I mean? That's what Martin Luther King said, right? You're gonna be a street sweeper. Be the best street sweeper there is.
There is.
So y'all good on that? Y'all.
I think we good on that subject. I guess we kind of can jump into something else. I expected it to go longer, but I guess that's really kind of all there
Answers
is.
is answers.
That's the answer.
I got a quick question.
What's up?
Man, Jackie, them chips you got on there can look
Ah,
so good.
you know what? 'Cause I'm
they-
sharing.
They all whole and
Damn.
everything. Like, hey, man, that's
This what I got out the bag.
Yo,
We're on the podcast hungry.
We
snacky.
snack, we talk.
Snacky,
I'm
we
always snacky. I eat.
Don't you touch a piece
I
of
eat.
cake or nothing.
I'm
up in
not.
here since
I'm
you all-
not.
Listen, I provide the snacks.
Since
I'm
you
gonna touch
all
a piece of
full.
cake. I'm gonna touch a piece
Since
of
you
cake.
all full and all
she ate
that.
before she came. That's
Was
what
that
it
your
is.
question?
Well, yeah, but them chips over there, I'm like, man,
Your
I
question was
got,
about the chips.
I got 3 crumbs and putting together, and she got whole.
Your question was about the chips.
So,
Right.
moving on towards
Yeah, right.
podcast. What was the other portion of the podcast
Haters.
question? Talking about haters. What is the exact
Definition of a hater.
definition of a hater?
Man, that's a wide
What do we
range.
think that the definition of a hater
That's a
is?
wide range.
I think it's somebody that's jealous that they can't do what you doing the way you doing it. You know, I might do it and it looks so good. You might try it and see how hard it is. You know what I mean? Hater just somebody that don't understand what it is to do what you do. It could be anything that you love, and they just can't understand why you do it, why you love it.
I think I agree with that.
I think I agree with
I
that
think
as
I agree
well.
with that.
And I mean, I agree with that, but when I say that it's a
Or-
wide range question.
Or here's the thing. Let me stop you
I'm
real
not
quick.
finished.
I know, but let me just throw this in here real quick.
Go
I
ahead.
also
Hold your
think
thought.
that
Hold your
haters,
thought.
Try.
please. I also think that people who are haters, I question whether you really, if jealousy is the key, do you really like me? I'm not jealous of people I love. So are you really my friend if you're jealous of me? If that's
Not
what
really.
is the relationship
Well,
that fuels you.
I
You know what I mean? I'm sorry to make
I don't know if it has anything to do with that. I mean, like your brother, your sister could hate on you, but they love you.
They love me, don't mean they like me. That's two different things.
They like you. I think when it comes down to hating, if I see my brother with a brand new car and stuff like that, I'm like, man, shoot. It's not that I don't want him with it. It's that I'm not prepared to go get me one.
Right?
You know what I mean? So then I start looking around instead of coming and looking within. I'm looking out
And
and
I-
saying, hey, man, he can't afford that. You know, when did he get a new job? When did he start doing that? I start trying to look at him
Right.
instead of looking at self.
But
You know what I
jealousy
mean?
is a natural emotion that we humans are going to feel. It is natural. To me, it's natural. When
I
you
don't
see
get it.
somebody that
I'm not
might be
against
accomplishing something or doing something that you can't do or haven't done, or you're still putting it, that to me, that's natural. But what? I think this is the second week I've asked you not to die on the podcast.
Man, but
Are you
that
okay?
drink right there,
It was hitting.
it was real to me. I was sipping it so fast I choked. Sarah, go ahead, play on. Holla at me.
So what I think, however, is jealousy is a natural emotion. I think what the problem then becomes is when it becomes an action, when it becomes a way of life. It's how you choose to operate. Instead of recognizing, okay, let me chill. I'm being jealous. She deserves that. I'm gonna get mine. Now I decide I want to live there and I want to stay there. That's when it becomes a problem.
I think that is the key. I totally agree that jealousy is natural. There's always times when a person could be envious of another person.
Right.
But don't have to move on the action.
Right.
Doesn't mean I'm a hater. Doesn't mean that I wish any ill will.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I'm out here trying to spread the malice. Doesn't mean that I'm out here sending negative stories, you know. But gosh, you know, Cecily always wear nice jewelry. Like, oh my God, I want nice jewelry. That's a jealous emotion. Doesn't mean, you know, I think malice of you because you always wear
Right,
nice
now
jewelry.
I'm
You know what I
talking
mean?
about you.
Or I'm hating, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, she thinks she all that because she always
Look, she
wears
got on a
nice
pretty
jewelry.
neck, so
Girl, nobody
bitch,
care
get on
about her
my damn
stupid
nerves.
jewelry. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I'm
Right.
out here like, you seen that thing she had, that necklace she had on?
Oh,
She
boy.
probably thinks she all that because she had that necklace on. She probably renting it. Nobody bought, some dude bought that for her. She ain't came
Right.
right. for herself. That's the difference.
We'll never
you
see
know?
it again.
Right. You'll never see that again. Yeah, no. I think that's
Wonder
where
how
it
many
becomes an
guys she
issue.
slept with to get that.
Right. I wonder, who you slept with to get that necklace?
Hey JT, is that cake lemon?
Craig, I'm gonna need you to stay focused. I'm gonna need you to stay focused.
I think it is lemon.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
vanilla.
Cake.
I think it's vanilla.
You want some cake?
Yeah, I
You
tried.
hungry today?
See, that was jealousy.
Well, that was greed.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
You see me
greed.
eating that
'Cause
cake by
JT got
myself.
Yeah, because he showed us.
I mean, and I do have forks. I don't know if you eat
I
with
am
your
so sorry,
fingers.
y'all. They are so greedy today. I'm
late for
hungry.
We sorry, y'all. We
I am
sorry.
so sorry.
Man, just because somebody ate today before they came, boy, they showed talking about none of the food.
I'm sorry,
stuff.
guys. I do provide snacks. Sorry.
And we usually eat them before we go live. We never have Craig being greedy like this. We need to wait for Craig. You good, Craig?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
You sure?
I'm good, man.
You
Pass
concerned?
that
This
tray
man is
back.
I'm
hungry.
good, y'all.
Go and
This
pass it
man,
back.
these men are hungry
get
today.
your
Just a
fork.
single man looking for some snacks.
Oh, shoot.
Oh Lord.
Craig is single. If you missed that, he's doing his thing.
Wait a minute. Looking for some snacks.
Right. Okay, so we're gonna get back on jealousy, or we're gonna talk about the cake.
Now we're gonna talk about Craig ready to eat.
Not this week.
Hey, you sound like you jealous.
I want to stay on topic. I want to stay on topic.
Oh, boy. See what early hit to us? All right, so what was the next question you had?
I was gonna be talking about jealousy and what the definition of jealousy was.
Well, I think we got that down, man. We done beat this one in the horse, man. Yeah, I mean, because we could talk about, I guess we could talk about jealousy all night, but I think the angles have been hit on why people might be jealous.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because now I'm gonna ask another question,
Go ahead, drop it.
and I'm gonna steer it right in a different direction.
shoot,
Can you be jealous of your spouse?
Yes.
What does that look like? Being jealous of your spouse.
About the same as being jealous with somebody else, with
Exactly.
somebody closer.
You can. You can be jealous of your spouse, you know, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know about me being jealous. I think I'll be.
I'm not asking you if you've
Not
ever
personally.
been.
I'm just
Right.
saying, happily. I think I would be
can it happen?
happy. You know,
You would be happy.
if she won $1 million, I'm not gonna be jealous of her. I'm gonna be happy for her. I don't think I can be jealous of my spouse.
Okay.
Personally.
Personally, but
And
Kim
I don't
is-
personally think I could be jealous of my spouse either.
Yeah.
You know, what's his is mine. What's mine is mine.
Well, I'm thinking
Sure,
that when you say jealous with a spouse or something like that, we have a barbecue or something like
But
that.
I think
or,
it's possible.
Or different things like that, or some kind of party or get together, and everybody's always all over you, and I do this thing. It's my birthday. Why is she the popular one at my birthday? And that's what I'm thinking. The jealousy would come from.
I have a caller that said, a caller?
No, he calling in.
I have a, what are we?
Somebody
Viewer.
I have a viewer that says,
Thanks, Jack.
haters don't want to put in the work, don't want to put the work in to get the goals that you've reached. So that's why they hate.
Okay.
We like
Sports
that.
bliss. Okay.
Or a coworker. If that person's mindset or tendencies is to be jealous, then for what one of our viewers just said, if he or she hasn't put in the work and to obtain certain things that spouse or friend or anyone else has, then they're going to have those tendencies to be jealous for whatever the reason is, because they haven't simply put in the work.
Right. Like I always tell people, you never know what somebody has gone through to get what. At 10, you wouldn't want to walk in them shoes anyway. You just want the end result. You know what I mean? Said that he was going back to why we don't confront people when we have. Everyone is not strong enough to come to someone. It's true. Not everybody has that. They're not strong enough. And then people don't care about the truth if the lie is more.
And I can relate to both. The first thing that Clemens, right?
I have to admit, I haven't always been strong enough.
And I think you also stated earlier that you may not want to hear what the person has to say. Then if you do not go to the source, how is their resolve, right? And then on the other flip side of that, as Clemens said, maybe the lie or the narrative that they're spreading is more important than getting to the source. So that's a catch-20, you know.
Because here's the thing. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Go ahead.
I keep cutting you off. Once I come to you, it should be deaded. It can't go no further once we've had this talk. So if we don't have...
that's involved.
Going to the source.
Right,
That's going to the source. But
Once
that's
I
not
go to that
happening.
source, that should be the end of that conversation. But if I don't go to you, then I can continue to keep talking, and I can continue to keep talking, and I can continue to keep creating whatever it is, whatever tension, whatever strife there is. I can keep it going. But if I come to you, that's it. So if
Because
my
for whatever
purpose isn't
reason,
to
that
resolve,
narrative or that story that you're telling or the people that you're going to talk about it is giving you the attention that you want.
exactly. And I don't want it to end. So I'm just not going to come to you and talk to you about it. I want to tell everybody, and I want to be able to keep that going and going and going. Because if we come and talk about it, now I can't go talk to nobody
And
else
I
about
think a lot of times when that happens, you know, that's, I think JT said earlier, that's where, you know, it's just going to get worse.
Yep.
Right? It's never going to get better. It's just going to get worse because now you have to continue with that narrative.
Yep.
Right? Now you have to spread that narrative. Now you have to continue in that mindset and try to, you know, to make yourself look good or whatever, or pity, whatever it is that you're seeking. You have to
Right.
continue in that narrative.
Right. And some people just like being victims. The attention that comes from being a victim is just a lot more resourceful, a lot more fun, a lot more beneficial.
You done dropped the bomb on that
They just
one.
do. Some people like to be the victim. They love it. They
You know
like
what I
when
mean?
people feel sorry for them. They like for people to have pity on them. They like that jump.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, I find that happening often. You know what I mean? People would rather
Fortunately.
be the victim.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, my grandbaby would come, she's 3, and she'd come, Papa, I got a boo-boo. It was 2 weeks old. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like, and when you find that inside of adults, that is like for me, like irritating.
Yeah, it is.
You know
It
what I'm
is.
saying?
It's very
It
You know what I'm
irritating.
saying? Like, I don't know, I don't want to mess with your emotional stability, but get the hell out of my face with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not the victim, and what happens to the people? I think if you ever have a problem with me and you don't come to me and address the problem,
Then fuck your problem.
This is your problem.
Yeah,
Fuck
right.
you
It's
and
your
your
problem.
problem.
Ain't got no
That's your
problem.
problem. We ain't got no problem as far as I'm concerned.
but my thing is that I don't want you to not come to me with a problem that you have with me, but Jackie and Craig are saying, hey, I'm hearing things that she got a problem with you, stuff like that. Then I'm going to come to you and say, hey, what's up? You got a problem? And you still said, no. But I
Yeah.
want to come back.
But it's
to
a
Craig
lot
and
of
Jackie
times.
and talk.
People will do that, or you'll have a conversation and think, and be like, I'm the kind of person to be like, we good? Hey, we good? And then I walk away, and then 2 days later, I hear we not good. It's like,
And I'm not that kind of
How
person.
long?
like, oh my God,
When
I
I
thought we
said
was
we're good,
How long
We're
do
good.
we deal
Right.
with that?
right.
How long do I deal with that? How long do I say, listen, man, this ain't working for me?
That's the
You know
question.
what I'm saying?
That's
This
the
not
question.
working for me. You know what I mean? And now the hard part about dealing with that is if my significant other or my wife is real cool.
Okay, so now boundaries. Now we talking
You know
about
what I mean?
boundaries.
Real cool with their significant other.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Now
now
it's gonna
I
affect-
almost got to coexist.
no, you do have now almost.
You,
You
do
do.
have to
You know what I mean?
coexist.
I almost got to coexist. No, because you don't, because you could blow the whole thing up by going out and getting the dirt.
I mean, here's the thing. You always have
We can
choices.
go blow the whole thing up.
You could blow the. You always got choices. It's whether you want to be cordial or whether you decide you don't want to put the energy into being cordial. Because as far as I'm concerned, when I don't like you and I have to be cordial, that's a lot of energy that I pull. Like, I'll be tired. When I get home, I'll be so tired and drained because it's a lot because I just don't like you. So unless I'm getting a paycheck,
What if that's not the case? What if it's not the case where I just don't like you? That is not the case. It's literally what JT just said. You know, you pulled into the scenario of being cordial. And
yeah, but I'm not being cordial to somebody that I wouldn't mind seeing get hit by a truck.
I mean, I don't know. But that's not the case.
Yeah, you
I
should
don't
be
know.
around that person. Man.
No,
That's
yes.
what I'm
Then
saying.
you-
Like,
if that is the case,
What happens if you're in those
No.
situations? I've been in situations like that where I couldn't effing stand somebody, but I had to be cordial because of the relationship I was in. So how do you do that? And I think for me, when I'm done with you, I'm done.
I mean, if
So-
that's the case, that's something totally different.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's
when I
something totally
say
different.
that we have to be cordial, when I use a significant other, but you know, I mean, I got some people that
Could be a
at
coworker,
work,
it could be, you know.
Yeah.
But we have to be cordial.
See, that's
because
different. If
we
I'm
got
getting a
place.
paycheck, I'm a.
Well, I mean,
You're
it's
paying for my
different
pay.
because you know what I mean. Like, I mean, I love my significant other, and
Right.
you know, I'm trying to. Don't. That's the only reason why I'm being cordial with this dude in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that there's only certain amount of a level or a certain amount of things that you have to go through when we say cordial. Once we get outside the cordial thing, like if you're still doing little things to me that
I'm trying to be
when I'm trying to be cordial and you're still doing little things, I might have to
on?
step up and say, hey, this thing ain't gonna be cordial if you keep playing with me. My man keep playing games, he throwing these little
You keep
innuendos.
playing in my face.
Right.
I might have the tendency to show you my face.
Oh, shoot. Man, yeah, man. You keep stepping in the ring, man, holding the gloves up, talking about, come on.
Yeah.
I might have to put them gloves on.
I might put them paws.
And I don't want to have to do that because for me, like I tell people, I I don't got money like that. So I don't want to be in court, in jail, and then I don't want that. So I'm gonna try now. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Now,
I'm gonna try now.
I'm gonna go ahead and walk out on faith that 99.90% of the people that's sitting in jail or sitting in the courtroom don't want to be.
Yeah, I get it.
That wasn't their intention.
I get it. I
You know what I'm
get it.
saying?
I told you
That's the point.
I
You know
get
what I'm
it.
saying?
I get
so,
it.
So what I'm saying, but yet the place is still full. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is that sometimes, man, from where I come up from and where I come from, man, we can't get it understood verbally. And when, you know what I mean? And it was nothing wrong with getting in the dirt, man, because once we got in the dirt, man, we get up and have a beer.
Yeah, but men can do that.
You know what I
Women
mean?
don't.
We get up and
Women
have a
can't do
beer.
that. Women can't get up
when
and have
we
a
get up
beer.
and have a beer, you know what we say? Now, I don't want to have this conversation again.
Men can do that. That's the difference
Well,
between
let's
men
talk
and
about it,
women.
because I don't even understand that. How?
I don't understand how
Yeah.
y'all do that because women cannot do that.
Because
We got beef forever.
No, y'all don't. Man. No, y'all don't. Let me tell you, I don't see women fighting club, and y'all way different than men. Like men, we gotta really separate them. Take one out the front door, other out the back door. Women, y'all fight. Y'all be after the fight. Y'all be picking up tracks together.
Not trash.
It be like
Not
they
trash.
bending over, picking up
you
this.
see which way my eyelash
They got earrings all over the place. You know what I
I've
mean?
never seen that. Most of the
Oh,
time,
man.
I've seen we it'd be big beef for a minute. Men be like, "You see that game last night? Yeah, I see that game last night." They just be
let's
all
talk
out
about
for
it. Let's talk about it. I think
Not
that's
to be
a
with
sense
somebody.
of a level of maturity. Let's just
Right.
literally talk about it. I think
Or maybe I'm just not mature.
the difference is
Are you
what
pregnant?
JT just
You
said.
pregnant.
JT just said that he'll have a beef with his friend, and they talked about it.
Right.
They came to a resolve. You know, that's the difference when it's not happening. There's no resolve. You just keep spreading a narrative, or you just keep talking about to other people, or you keep, being a hater, or you just keep lying, or you just keep doing something. There is no resolve.
Right.
So there is no moving on if there's no resolve. You just think that because you talked about it to whoever you talked about it to, and you keep getting your pity party to whoever you're getting your pity party to. And again, as he just said, if that person has to still try to be cordial, you think everything is good because we're cordial. You can't take the difference between cordial and resolve. Cordial and resolve is two
different things.
totally different things.
Yeah.
So I think that's what JT was saying, when men are able to move on, or people, sometimes women, whoever, are able to move on, it's because I believe there had to have been some type of actual resolve.
Right.
Not just sweeping shit under the rug and acting like shit didn't happen.
Well, and that's exactly what the analogy I was giving of getting in the dirt. Once we got out of the dirt, whoever won their situation wins the conversation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said don't let me have this conversation again. You know what I'm saying? Because we done already made it understood that once we get in this dirt and I whip your hand, then whatever we was arguing about was won by me. So, but the other thing I was saying is if you don't go to the person
There's no resolve.
that you have a problem with, and you talk to this person, that person, this person, then when you finally do go to the person that you have a problem with, and y'all get resolved, but guess what happens?
You still going
The
back and
person,
talking.
no, hold on. The person that you went and talked to, all the people that you went and talked to, when they run into that person, they be like, "Hey, did you know that so and so said this? So and so said that." You automatically gonna say, "This motherfucker."
Or
you
9
talking?"
times out of 10,
You know what I'm saying?
they are still talking, and 9 times out of 10, there was no resolve because you was backpedaling and lying
Or not being
and
truthful.
not admitting or
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
truthful or continuing to spread a false narrative or not even admitting certain things. And we supposed to just get over it.
Yeah, just all around, just being fake in the conversation.
We're not getting to the crutch of it because you blaming it on everything
You
else.
blaming it on everything else.
But the
exactly.
problem, and
exactly.
we can't argue about the problem if you don't think it's a problem.
Especially if you're not even admitting it.
Right.
So again, there's no resolve.
But do you think that women handle issues the same as men?
No, we do not.
Do y'all think y'all handle it
emotional.
better?
Okay,
No,
like that,
I don't think
emotional.
we handle it
I
better.
like that, man. You said
Because we're emotional, so everything we're doing is governed out of our emotion.
Yeah.
Unless you're mature enough to sit down and have a conversation and separate logic from emotion. That's something I'm trying to learn. I'm a very
Yeah.
sensitive, emotional person, so I try to learn how to separate logic from emotion. So I think because women are emotional, we're not good at, depending on your maturity level also, we're not good at being able to do that.
Well, that's your DNA.
Right, we're
So
emotional.
we're not going to try to change your DNA. And that's why there's no way that I could say I can live without you and you can live without me.
Right.
We're compatible because you have the emotional side, I might not. We have these things together. So if we're together, there's no way to stop us because the person that's not emotional is going to say, no, hold on, let me talk to them. Or the person that is emotional, no, you should be more sensitive to that.
That's
Yeah.
the case too.
You know what I mean?
That's balance.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the balance. That's why we have to understand that we are all human, but men and women are two different creatures.
Right.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
even in our emotions, we have to deal with logic,
Yeah, right.
or we should at least.
Right.
No matter how emotional we are, we still
Have
we
to
should
operate but I think
have
that's
to
a maturity
operate
level.
lines of logic.
I think
that's a maturity
that
level.
y'all do deal with logic, but the emotional takes over first.
I don't always
Just-
think we do though. I think mature people can deal in logic.
Oh,
I think if you are mentally
No, I-
immature,
I
I don't
believe
think you can
that,
do the both.
What he's saying is probably intact, that your emotions start off at first, right? Start off at first. That's probably the
and
case.
when it comes down to the men, anger is going to be something that, you know what I mean, the
Or your-
emotional side that
your-
you're going to have.
I think for the men, personally, I think it's the ego.
I was gonna say the ego, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's your ego.
oh, it's no diggity, no doubt. That's a part of our
Okay,
DNA.
Black
That's a part of our DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's your ego, and for us, it's our emotions.
I mean, like, yo, when this hanging outside of school, skipping and stuff, man, dude, older cats were like, yo, man, why you ain't go to school? Because I didn't learn it or try to understand it, man. I was like, no, man, school's for sissies. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dealing with the issue.
Right.
Instead of dealing with the
I
issue.
didn't study for the math
I
test.
think-
I
Yep.
didn't do this
Yep.
for the
I
math
think that's
test.
something
You know what I mean?
that-
Because my ego got involved.
Right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think that's something I try to work on with myself personally because again, I am emotional. So I do a lot of stuff first out of emotion. I can separate logic from emotion, but I ain't always good at, depending on what we talking about, doing that. Sometimes
So-
I go straight in emotion. But I think I agree. Like a lot of times when you see two women having a conversation about something, we're yelling or we're crying or it's very heavy and it's very emotional until we move past that and then we start calming down and saying, okay, this is really what's going on. This is really how I feel.
And me personally, only can speak for myself, I deal logically in my emotions. But I am a bullheaded,
I deal emotionally.
stubborn, and like I'm gonna be protective of me,
Right.
right? And because I'm personally may not be as trustworthy, I'm as friendly as I am, I'm not extroverted. As friendly as I am, I'm not putting myself out. as friendly as I
we here,
am,
JT, we here.
I am not extroverted.
Here.
I'm only can be extroverted in my circle of friends.
Okay.
As friendly as I am not extroverted. An extra person is an extroverted person no matter what. As friendly as I am not extroverted.
Hey, I know.
With that being said,
know who that is.
I am very emotional,
I'm very extroverted.
but I am logical. I'm a logical first, like, cause I think, like I'm gonna think first. I don't speak first.
Like, why you
but
do that?
again, yeah, I'm
Like,
gonna
where you
speak
come
first.
from?
I'm gonna
This is-
always be
This is not
protective.
dealing with the emotional part. We're talking about like
The
me
brain.
personally.
Yeah.
Me personally, correct. I was speaking of me personally. So therefore, I might be hard to deal with because I am stubborn, right? I may be hard to deal with because I don't openly trust, right? So it would be hard for me to put myself out there, especially once I've been stabbed in the back or hurt. Well, I'm not gonna just put myself back out there again.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to be guarded and judged. I'm going to be guarded and protective.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was alluding to earlier when I said that it's that person, it's not you. Because a lot of times when we go through something, we tend to change because of what that other
That
person
situation,
put us
that trauma
through.
happens, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you did something to me and she didn't, I'm like, oh, no. Sis played me hard on the doggone chicken wings. I
Yeah.
didn't see your chicken wings first.
I'm good.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely good.
JT's daughter, if he touch your chicken wings again, get in my inbox, girl.
So,
I'ma get it.
yo, we couldn't at distillery. The distillery was tripping on those chicken
Oh yeah,
wings.
$20 for wings,
$20
right?
for 10.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
Yep.
went to sales.
Those was
Yeah.
whole wings?
Yeah,
No.
no, they're not little. Those wings are big.
No, I said whole wings. Like,
Whole
No, not whole wings. No,
Whole
yeah,
pieces?
yeah,
No. But here's what I'm saying.
So $20 for 5.
What? Yeah, $20 for 5. You know, 5 whole wings. You know what I'm saying? You might get treated because they don't give you all the flash that you want. But I done lost my train of thought, man. But like what I'm saying when we talking ego, you know, I'm at work and I run into this guy and he's got a grandbaby. I got a grandbaby. We all excited instead of us saying, yeah, we got grandbabies, man. We running this thing. We doing this. He was like, my grandbaby started walking at 1. I was like, well, my grandbaby started walking at 1.
Well, we do that as women. Like, my baby started at 1 too.
Hold on. He's like,
My
yo,
baby can talk, too,
My
on the
grandbaby
bed.
started at 11. You know what I'm saying? Well, my grandbaby started talking at the age of 1 and 2 months. Well, shoot, my grandbaby started talking at almost 8. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I thought that was just me because I'm
and
competitive.
he was
so-
like, well, my grandbaby know how to do the ABC. Hey, man, my grandbaby will whoop your grandbaby ass.
Like, oh, okay.
You
Now
know what I'm saying? My grandbaby whoop your grandbaby ass. What? Let's go get the dirt.
No, that's being competitive. I think. That's
Oh,
It rolls over.
Yeah.
I don't think that has
Because I'm
no.
very competitive. Like, if you do it, damn it, I'm gonna do it better.
I don't know if you call that ego or
That's ego.
jealousy. Or,
That's what it is. It's jealousy.
Yeah,
I didn't
see?
have no need to keep going back and forth with you about when you came in and
I
said,
don't do my grandbaby.
"Damn, that's jealousy." That's jealousy.
You know how I do my
Let's get these
grandbaby.
babies in here right now. My baby gonna whoop your baby ass.
My grandbaby taller than your grandbaby. You know what I'm saying? Your grandbaby
And then you get the line. My baby can break dance. At 1, yeah, do it. You know, yeah, no.
So let's call a spade a spade. That's jealousy.
Yeah, all right. Shout out to BG. Baby Grant.
Duty,
Yeah. Well,
Dresden.
I'm trying to see if it's some more comments. I mean, I think we've kind of wrapped this all the way up. I just think I don't know how to close this out. I don't know if there's a resolution for it as much as maybe a better understanding.
Better understanding.
Hi, Toya Davis, man. Tell us something out here. Tell us what you're thinking.
Yeah, give us some questions, guys. Y'all got some
Tanya?
questions? Y'all got some questions for us? 'Cause I only got but 2.
Oh, that's Tanya. Yeah, Tanya. Let me see. I'm sorry. It's been for some reason I'm not on here. I had to go on y'all Facebook.
So I do have a viewer. Shout out again to Gordon Bliss. Thanks for watching.
He's
Good
always
morning.
watching, too. He's always watching.
Thank you.
He also says that women can get over things. The reason why they don't is that they need a common enemy. So, meaning
gotta
that's
recruit.
probably you got to recruit, which is why you're going around talking, spreading a narrative because you need somebody on your page, and
why
on your
is that?
side. You probably do that when you know you're wrong, right? But you don't want to admit it because you're out here spreading a narrative to try to get people to be like, girl, you know.
And you gonna have a yes man.
And see, then that turns into bully bonds, which I talked about on Facebook. Bully bonds, when you start building a relationships with people based on your love to hate somebody. Like, that is a bad friendship because that always
Bully bonds. Can
is
you
the
expound
opposite way
on
to
that?
Bully bonds is just basically you coming together to either try to bully people and try to, make people do whatever you want them to do, or you're coming together to create an allegiance with somebody based on the fact that you hate somebody. So if we come together, we can go and we're together, we can go after that person and terrorize them.
When that person don't give two
When
craps.
that person may not give 2 craps about you,
craps.
but at the end of the day, you the common bond that y'all have is that person. So that's all that is ever going to be as far as the core of your relationship is the common bond that you have to hate somebody. But my problem with that is, at some point in time, that allegiance is going to end because you're either going to turn on each other, or somebody going to get to a point where they're going to get tired of focusing on that one particular person all the fucking time. Like, we got to talk about something else.
I
other
should
than
hope
you.
so.
That's a dangerous place to go into. I've seen a lot of people. You know, I've had this conversation with my kids when they went to school, and they'd be like, "Oh, these girls are mean to me," and da 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 da. And I'd be like, "Hey, you know, just give it 5 minutes, and they'll be tearing at each other." And exactly what would happen, my kids would come home and be like, "Mom, I can't believe what you said was right, because such and such and such and such, they fight and they not even cool." Exactly, because at some point, it will eventually cancel out, and it always at some point breaks away. It just always does. Two negatives can't produce a positive. So at some point in time, it's going to self-destruct.
So how do you get to the resolve? If you actually want it, like, how do you get to the resolve? How do you move forward? So say, as JT was saying earlier, when you are, you know, tied to the situation for whatever reason, which is pretty toxic in itself, right? But you're tied to the situation and you're trying to be cordial, right? At best, you're trying to be cordial. How do you get to resolve? How do you make it better?
I don't think so. I think it depends on the person that what your, you know, their maturity level. If you can sit down and talk and come to some type of, you know, resolution. And I think sometimes removal for a specific amount of time. I think sometimes time can heal things and fix things, and sometimes you got to take the space you need, first of all, to be able to figure out how you feel about it and to heal, right? Because somebody's going to be hurt in this situation. So to take some time for you to heal and figure out how you feel about it, and then hopefully at some particular point in time, it comes back around. But if it doesn't, then you already made your peace.
Here's the thing, like my girl and my homeboy's girl is not getting along, but me and my homeboy, we still connected. So it's hard to get away from the time, unless, you know, you're saying is when I have a barbecue, my homeboy's girl's not coming, and when he has a barbecue, my girl's not coming, kind of thing, and that puts a little pressure and stress on us. But Shantae was saying on here, one of the comments was saying that some people just want to be miserable. No matter
Right,
what.
you can't do nothing about that.
There's nothing you can do, right? So I think the resolve is that we have to draw a line in the dirt, and we have to come up and say, listen, you can do whatever you want to do and say whatever you want to say, but I do not want this to come over here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't want you saying some negative stuff about me. Let's just agree to say, hey man, we're not gonna talk about each other. We ain't gonna go to the next person. We got mutual friends. I don't want my mutual friends. I'm not gonna talk about you. You're not gonna talk about me. You know what I'm saying? But we have to be cordial when we come to these places. So when you have a barbecue, your husband have a barbecue, or I have a barbecue, or whatever, we got to be able to be cordial. You know what I mean? Because at some point, there's going to be a problem. And that's where the men are going to start getting involved. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I mean? Like what happens is you're going to go to your husband, my girl going to come to me, and we going to go to each other. The men going to meet and say, hey, what's going on, man? What's happening here?
Yeah.
And then when that happens, we're going to say, all right, well, this is, we're going to go back and say, well, this is how we're going to go forward. You know what I mean? They don't want to be friends with me. My girl don't want to fuck with your wife, period. She don't fuck with her. You know what I mean? So it's up to him. It's incumbent on him to say, well, you know, if your girl don't feel my wife, I can't hang with y'all. Because my girl ain't finna go with shit. She don't. Which would be fine. But what I'm telling you is if my girl comes to your barbecue, because she only coming because I asked her to. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, she would be somewhere watching TV eating bonbons.
In her own corner.
You know what I'm saying? But she came to give me some support. But now Your girl is over here tripping. I see it. You see it. She got everybody around here tripping and shit. You know what I mean? So now my girl is sitting over here in the corner all by herself. Ain't nobody to talk to. I can't enjoy myself because I got to go hang with her and not hang with the people here. So it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, I'm sorry. I just love getting in the dirt.
Yeah, everything is
Somebody,
right.
if you don't tell your girl to shut up, I'm going to have to go over
Craig
there and tell her
JT
to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got, this girl's tripping, man, and how long we going to kiss this girl's ass? You know what I'm saying? You know she was wrong. I know she was wrong. Hell, everybody here knows she's wrong, but you ain't said nothing.
Keep in mind,
Nobody's saying
too,
nothing.
Keep
You
in
know what I'm
mind too,
saying?
in the middle, and this is one of the things that I think about. Keep in mind the two parties that are have an issue. What we generally lose a lot of times in translation is the people in the middle. The people in the middle who just don't want to even be bothered.
They gotta
It's
decide.
crazy. It shouldn't even, in my opinion, be it shouldn't be a matter of decision, right? But it makes people feel like it's uncomfortable. And oftentimes those two parties that are going back and forth don't
No,
take
it's
that
very
into consideration.
uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. Because you want things to be fixed so there's harm, but it can't be fixed. And it leaves you in the middle going like, what I'm supposed to do? How do we do this? I don't want to not include you. I don't want to not include you. I want both of you here, but I also don't want y'all tearing up my damn house. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that we often don't keep in mind is the people in the middle.
See, I'm
The
trying
people
to,
that are in the middle are in the middle because that's where they want to be. You want to be honest.
I'm trying to reflect back, man. This is almost a woman issue.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I mean? Because at some
Because we
point,
said earlier, men talk
Y'all just
about
find it out and y'all be talking
yeah,
about beer
at some
and bourbon.
point, you know what I mean? I might, if you take me out in the dirt on a disagreement and I lose, I've lost the disagreement. I have to kowtow and catch a fetch to the bullshit or take my ass out of the situation. You know what I mean? Have you ever? Yeah, I don't know. I watch these animal shows and stuff with the lions and tigers and all of this stuff. They have these tigers. I mean, these lions that are king of the pride. But once another lion, a male lion comes in and they fight, and once they fight and the new lion that came in wins,
Then go sit down.
the other lion has to leave. You know what I'm saying? He has to leave. And if he had any cubs or anything like that, the new lion eats them because he wants to get he kills them because he wants to, he having sex.
my babies.
I don't think
Yeah.
we trying to
I don't want to
be
kill my
lions.
right.
But I'm just trying to give a scenario here.
I was gonna say, you gotta give
of
it to the point
what
here.
happens is that once we get in the dirt, we understand that I lost, and whatever the agreement was, whatever I was saying I wasn't gonna do, either I gotta leave or I gotta kowtow and
Or I
catch
gotta
a fetch.
concede. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So and I'm not saying that you girls gotta go fight. I'm not saying girls gotta go do this and do
So that would be the resolve.
but that would be the result. Once we get into this thing, like you understand, listen, I'm not going for this. I'm drawing my line in the dirt.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? But if we, and
I did that when I went to the source.
it's not going, and sometimes, man, it's not going to happen until somebody gets smacked.
Oh,
Why are you so violent tonight?
no.
No, I'm just trying to keep it 100 here.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody's
No,
getting smacked.
no, sir. No.
Nobody's
But
getting
what I'm
out.
saying is all right. So y'all sit down and y'all have a conversation and say, okay, I get what you understand. I understand what you're saying.
I mean, I'm gonna smack
not
you with
gonna
my
do
words.
this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. But then you turn around, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
What we gonna do? Have another sit down talk?
You trying to backhand people?
At some point, if the
So
point
then you get to
doesn't
the point
get
where you
along-
have to remove yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
you remove yourself. You don't backhand people. We gotta talk to you. You
No.
working through something. You working through
We're not removing shit. You know what I'm saying?
We're removing
We're not removing shit.
Viewers, we're removing ourselves.
JT,
We're
working
removing
through
ourselves.
All right, so once we
JT working through something
once
tonight.
we remove ourselves and we go to another place, the same people show up, but we got to do remove again.
I don't want want people to get smacked.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
That's why you're going through the shit you're going through.
Don't go
You know what I'm
nowhere
saying?
where you might get smacked.
I grew up in a house, man, where I got an ass whooping. I knew what I was doing once I did something that I already got an ass whooping for. You know what I'm saying? So if I got an ass whooping for coming in late and I stayed out late again, I already knew when I walked in the house, guess what was going to happen?
I got 2-piece. I didn't get no ass whooping. This time I got fucked up.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Well, however,
Maybe I went back. I went back because that's what happened to me. I got whooped first, and then my mother fucked me up.
I'm talking about 10, 11 years old.
Oh no.
I mean, you know,
Well, I wasn't staying out late till 11 years old.
Oh well, then, so you say you better than me?
I was a little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I was a little bit. I cut up when I was 17, 18.
Oh, 17, 18, I was out the crib.
Yeah, it's time to be out of the house.
I was gone. I'm a grown
I
ass
left
man.
when I turned 18, but I was still in school. I had to graduate first.
Oh shoot, at 18 I was in a correctional facility getting my doggone GED.
GED.
You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? I'm a grown ass man.
Okay, so with that being said,
Not
we
Sing
sitting
Sing.
at not Sing Sing.
Sing, sing.
Y'all, JT working through something tonight. I don't know what's
No,
going on.
I'm
Craig
just
is
keeping it-
pregnant. JT
Craig
over
is
here
what?
working.
Yeah, whoa.
The whole time. Pregnant.
I just had a little bit.
That was a little
see what I gotta work
She done
next
called
to?
you a bitch.
I told him that. I said he just greedy and been eating all night. JT clearly working through some things.
No, I'm just telling you what a TI is. You know, I'm trying to help. I understand y'all women. I'm not asking y'all to go in and get into them fight.
At all.
we're
anything
not
like
He's
fighting.
not
that.
asking for that at
But
all.
how long do you keep going through the same thing?
I mean, that is actually my exact question. How long do you keep going through?
Until you smack the shit out of somebody.
No.
Until you smack the shit. Let somebody know that you mean business. So
We don't promote violence on
I
this
grew up in a
podcast.
house, man, where you got smacked or you got a whooping or whatever. We didn't have time out.
Nah.
As a matter of fact, we did get time out. Well, once we got an ass whipping, they didn't say you can go outside and play now. You can sit there, after you got an ass whipping, they said, now go to your room.
I have one of my
We gonna talk to him later, y'all. He working through something.
one of my like-minded viewers, thank you, Gordon Bliss, stated,
My granny watching.
some issues cannot be resolved. That's when your circle of friends just happen to have to get smaller. Period.
I agree.
I agree. And with that being said, it's 8:05. We gotta wrap it up. Yeah,
Well, what time we came in here?
we started at 7:05.
Oh, see?
Hours an
Time
hour.
fly when you're having
She just don't
fun.
wanna
Great conversation.
Yeah, good conversation.
I think we've kind of come to a close on this topic. This is one of those things that there just isn't a resolve, but hopefully gaining a better understanding.
Gaining a better
a different
understanding.
perspective. Yeah.
Doing things different.
Yes.
Again, we're talking about growth.
Yes. Growth.
Not doing the things we did back then.
Growth.
Hey, I stand on it now.
But again,
I stand on it
with
then.
him.
Yeah.
Somebody needs their ass whipped.
And then with that being said, y'all have a good Tuesday night.
Thank you for
Yo, please,
watching.
man, tune in.
Therapy sessions.
Hey, yo,
Tuesdays.
hit us, man, with some topics,
Yes.
man, that y'all want to talk about. I
Let's
got a
talk
lot of
about
stuff. Hey, man.
Therapy sessions Tuesday at 7.
Adios,
Meet us
muchachos.
right
I
here.
see y'all.
Adios.
Hey.